Hello, everyone, and welcome to another uh, weekly webcam series set of reviews here. Today, of course, is Wednesday, so we are covering TGAH, which is also known as the Greatest American Hero Wednesday Reviews. Today, we're doing two episodes from that awesome series that came out in the early 80s before the next one that followed, which, of course, was the A-Team, which is my all time favorite TV series of all time. I just said that twice. And with me is my beautiful, gorgeous girl right behind me, and of course, the one in front of me, the gorgeous TGAH. And right here is the beautiful Moon Pie. And of course, I have my beautiful wife, Suzanne, back there in the background. She's watching the chat and everything else going on. So she says, hello, welcome to everyone. Okay, so today, the titles of the episodes are Divorce Venusian Style, and the other one is called The Price is Right. And both of these episodes came out on one on Friday, October 29th, 1982, and the second one came out on November 5th, 1982. Now, according to this season, we're only going to be able to do this series for 7 more weeks if we do two a day, which is fine. Which is fine because after we're done with this, then we'll do a 1 day special. Uh, we'll still so about 8 weeks, but the last week will cover two things. It will cover the last episode, which came out 4 years later in 1987, which technically is episode 45, and that one was the greatest American heroine, which featured a lady instead of Ralph, who wanted to take on the mantle of the hero. And of course, it still had Robert Culp in there and brief appearances from William Catt and Connie Selica. But it was a pilot for this lady version of it, and it didn't work out. And it premiered on NBC in 1987. That was kind of the year where you had some series that were just popping up during the summer or fall, whichever was going on. Remember during 1987 and 88 when you had The Highwayman? That was the series that my brother Larry and I worked on for, a couple of weeks during 1987 and then, or 86, and then it came out in 87. We worked on 3 of the 9 episodes together. Larry was pretty much in every single episode for 9 episodes. So that was a lot of fun. And of course, uh, it had the wonderful Jane Badler, it had Tim Russ, it had Jocko, and of course, it had Sam Jones. So, I mean, that was a great series. And I loved working on that with him for 3 episodes. That was great. Then, of course, we worked on a movie together, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the first episode of the two. Divorce Venusian Style. Okay. And this is top rated. According to 78 people, it got an average rating of 7.8 out of 10. Cool. Yeah, I think that towards the third season, a lot of people weren't watching this, which makes a lot of sense because the first 2 seasons were very good, but then the third season started to peter out a little bit. So, okay. And in this episode, Ivan Dixon, again, the African American actor who worked on as Kinchlow in that series, Hogan's Heroes, also directed this episode. And Stephen J. Cannell worked on it with Patrick Hasbert. So Lupo was working on other things while this episode came out. So it was just Cannell and Hasbert that worked on it. Of course, as I just mentioned, the regular usual suspects. And in this episode, after a loud argument with Bill, Ralph quits the hero business and turns in his super suit. Unknown to both men, a gang of criminal Germans plans to murder them. Yeah, I don't say that N word. Yeah, you never say that N word. Yes. Well, unfortunately, one of my former friends turned into one of them, so I totally identified with this episode. Let's see. Let's see if there's anybody I recognize I could do a quick biography on. Here we go. Jackson was played by Dean Santoro. It does look like a recognizable name. So along with Cat, Culp, and Celica, let's take a look at Dean Santoro first. All right. Dean Santoro unfortunately did die at a very young age. He was only 49. He was born January 30th, 1938 in Johnston, Pennsylvania. He was an actor, known for Remington Steele in 1982, The Mary Tyler Moore Show back in 1970, and that one series called House Calls in 1979. He died on June 10th, 1987, age of 49, in Sherman Oaks, California. That's a shame. Uh, Also, besides those three episodes I mentioned, now in Remington, he appeared on one episode that was Julian Barron. In the Mary Tyler Moore Show, he was Phil Howard. In House Calls, he played Senator Thurlow, and he was in that series for two episodes back in 1980-81. And then in The Incredible Hulk, he actually played the role of Ed Campion, and he was in one episode of that. And the last thing he did before passing, he was on the Newhart Show. Not the new one, but the older Newhart Show, and he was Professor Edward Bellows, and he appeared in one episode. So this gentleman, he done Scarecrow Mrs. King, Dallas, Call to Glory, which was a TV series, Robert Kennedy in His Times, which was a TV miniseries, Remington Steele, as I mentioned. He did do, this one episode of the A Team, and like Jody Loves Chachi, Greatest American Hero, uh, yeah, O'Hara's Wife, Lou Grant. He was in three episodes of Lou Grant. He played three different characters in that. That is so cool, Dean Santoro. Yeah, I knew he looked recognizable. So it's unfortunate. Yes, he did pass away back in 1987. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the trivia on this one. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Okay, not very many. This is what I really like about these episodes. You can go through quick trivia, goofs, everything. Not too much information you need. Okay, so the ship shown has hull number 115, which is the USS Mobile. That was an amphibious cargo ship used in Vietnam. It was decommissioned in 1994. The aliens ask if their experiment has failed, which would seem to imply that Bill and Ralph are the first ones paired. In Operation Spoil Sport episode in 1981, they find out about another pair from many years ago, which would imply the experiment the aliens are actually talking about is the Ralph and Bill pair. When Ralph enters the ship to fix the hole in the side, a front shot shows Ralph's hair as very wet, but when you see the rear view of Ralph, his hair is completely dry. The destroyed planet that the aliens show to Ralph and Phil is Mars. The flyover is of Olympus Mons, which is the largest and most recognizable volcano on the planet. It's also the largest volcano known to man, as its base is the size of the state of Arizona. Yeah, very cool. The ship to be blown up is called the Norma Ray. That's also the title of a movie released in 1979 for which Sally Field won her first Oscar. Yeah, the Norma Ray. Rae, the way that she spelled it, but the way that the ship spelled it was Ray. So interesting. Okay, now we'll take a look at the goofs. I wonder why I keep going up and down. Okay, let's see. Yep, that's it. There's just a couple. So one continuity goof. When Ralph is stopping the Crooks AMC Matador, in the close-up shot of his feet, he is stopping a Ford van. Oh, that's a big continuity goof. Okay, and then there's one here that's incorrectly regarded as a goof. Now, there's no reason for the aliens to commandeer Pam's car as shown. In fact, there was no reason for her to go out to the desert in the first place, since Bill was already with Ralph. Then later on, it makes no further sense for Pam to leave her car there and ride back in the Wienermobile with Ralph and Bill. The aliens presumably brought Pam there because they wanted her to see the ship for herself. She had to leave her car there because it was disabled, as shown at the end when it's being towed away. Okay. Then there's a plot hole. When the Germans are experimenting on the suit, they try burning it and shooting it to no effect. This either means that the suit only works when it's worn by Ralph or nobody, or that it would be bulletproof and fireproof for anyone who had the suit on. And then finally, a character error. When Ralph enters the ship to fix the hole in the side, again, the front shot shows Ralph's hair is very wet, but when you see him from the rear view of Ralph, that hair is dry. So, yeah, you can't have that. That's kind of weird. Okay. All right. And here's some quotes. Ralph Hinckley says when he's miniaturized, he says, "Oh, terrific. Now I can join a flea circus." And after being revived, he says, "I told her, Pam, you can't cook. You can't cook eggs in half a pound of butter." And then Bill Maxwell to Ralph says, "Now you've done it." He says, "No, Bill, you've gone commandeer crazy. You want to take a shower, you commandeer the bathroom. You want to watch something on TV, you commandeer the television set. Well, you want to get some relish, Bill? Why don't you go out there and commandeer the wiener wagon? Maybe if you flip your badge, they'll give you a free cola." And then there's a interplay between Maxwell and Ralph. So I'll just continue. Bill says, "I gotta think you a lot, Ralph. Okay, time out. This is a time, big T, because we're gonna have to run stakeout procedures one more time. Ralph, since you're still a little bit green when it comes to waiting for, let me see if I get this straight. Waiting for some suspected interstate felons who are allegedly on the lam, hold up, but hitting the mattresses, waiting for the rest of their gang to show up, and another armpit dive exactly like this one. And our job, our duty, our mission is to starve the bad guys out. My, I'm having such a wonderful time. Exactly my sentiments, kiddo. Never told you this is going to be a walk in the park. You got me there, Bill. Said it was going to be a weekend at the beach, and the beach is only about 6 miles that way by bus. And I said there was a federal phone, kid. Hi, Pam? Yes? Would you do me a favor and pick me up? Okay. What is it this time? Bill trying to recycle you through basic training? I can't talk right now. I'm on the federal phone. And then Ralph asked the alien, "Why did you give us the suit? Why us?" "There are so few garden planets left. So few. I will show you one. Once it was beautiful, almost perfect like yours. Now it is wasteland." This was a garden? Boy, that's worse than a desert. There's nothing there. What is it? Bill, this is his planet, his home. This is where he's from, was from. Your world is one in billions. It is a solar resource. It must not be wasted. You must try harder. You must be better. You must, you must. And then they continued. So he says, "Now, wait a second. Don't start commandeering this already. That's what got us into this whole mess in the first place. This book was given to me. I have the suit. What got us in this mess in the first place was you losing that. Now give me. Will you two cool it?" Opens up the book. "Well, sure. Why no? I mean, here, help yourself. Hope you polished up in your Venusian recently." Mm-hmm. "What is this? A gag? That's silly. I can't," shouts. "You sent us the wrong copy. Bill, you probably have to have the suit on in order to read it." "Exactly what I was thinking. What'd you do with the suit?" "What?" "He needs the suit to read the book, Bill." "What suit?" "You know. I gave you the suit and I got shot. Where is it? In the wiener wagon?" "No, it's not in the." "Oh, no. I guess I left it with the Germans." "What?" "Oh, wow. Cool. Okay. All right. Now, besides the believe it or not theme, of course, that Mike Post and Stephen Geyer both wrote and performed by Joey Scarberry, there was an original song also written by Stephen and performed by Joey called Opposites. So you know that sometimes in some of these episodes they had brand new material, brand new music that they had put out that Stephen Geyer had written. And it wasn't bad. It was a good song, actually. Opposites. Okay. All right. And let's see. Let's take a look at the filming and production locations. I always like watching these. Okay, it looks like the one location where Ralph bought the hot dog and he walks on the south side of West Olive to former Bahia Motel. That Bahia Motel has since been demolished. That the location was 3400 West Olive Avenue, right in Burbank, California, USA. Okay, alrighty then. So, okay, so for this first episode, it was okay. They met the little green guys. They had to have a better understanding of their mission, what was happening, and everything. I know it's a top-rated episode, but honestly, I gave it a C plus grade. Probably like about a 3.7 out of 5 stars. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Most people love it because it actually, as I said, it does explain a few things, kind of brings some closure to why Ralph and Bill got chosen in the first place. Pam got to see the UFO herself, got proven that it was real, and at the time, Ralph and Pam were getting ready to be married. They were engaged, so she was really she really got herself involved in the episode, which was why it was just so good. So, for that part of it. But as far as everything else, it was just a regular episode to me. I didn't see anything really special. And like I said, you know, I gave it a very low grade for myself. I figured and I think, like I mentioned before, I think that's probably because season three was just weak. It was. In a lot of different places, it was weak. There might have been, of the 14 episodes, there might have been one or two that were decent and stood out. But until we can find those again, as I said, because I did a rewatch of all the episodes over a period of a couple months. So, anyway, and welcome, welcome to the chat. We have Miss Connie Cleary, our bird woman of YouTube here. Hello, everyone. She says, "Hi, Mikey. Good to see you." Curtis Selby, our tired midnight blogger and brother, is driving, but he wants to leave a comment and a like. Thank you so much, Curtis. I appreciate you very much. So please don't get yourself hurt, buddy. Okay. Be driving, but don't be texting. Okay. But thank you. I do appreciate your like and your comment. Thank you so much. And we got three already. So thank you, thank you. And Jeff B, he says, "Hi, Mikey, Connie, Curtis, drive careful." Thank you, Jeff B. That's most appreciated. By the way, folks, now that you're here, I wanted to mention one other thing. Right now, we still have a poll going in the community section of our channel. And in the poll, I was asking you folks, what would be a good time starting, and moving forward next week when I get back to these, weekly things I do. And I think all of you agreed that 1 o'clock in the afternoon is probably the best time. So that's good. That gives me a little more time to relax, rest, recharge my batteries, get things together, and then right around the time of 1 p.m., I can go ahead, come on, and do all this. So after this week, because this week is a little, like I said, it's a little chaotic. There's, the LA fires, things are going on. I'm worried about, me and Suzanne are worried about our sister, who, is down there in the near the fire zone. We want to make sure they're okay. They haven't been, forced out or evacuated yet. So I just want to make sure everything's all right there. So we're just keeping an eye out and a phone call away. They're a phone call away. If they have to go, they have to go. So, we want to make sure that B and everybody gets out of there. And hello, Brad Wolf 07. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, sir, for coming in. Hello, Mikey. Hello, sir. And Jeff says, "Hey, Brad." Cool. Okay, so as I said, just as a recap, divorce Venusian style got a 3.7 out of me, so about a C plus grade, and again, and out of 5 stars. So it was okay, not a great episode. I don't know why some people are saying it's top rated. To me, it wasn't. It was just a regular episode. But I did get to see the little green guys one last time, and they expressed why the mission had to happen and why it's there, and blah blah blah, and all that stuff. So. Yeah, Bradwood says, "Yeah, those LA fires are scary, and I'm nowhere near them. Thank God, Brad." Yeah, but one of me and Suzanne, our immediate family members is, and we have to worry about her. So, say some prayers, folks. Make sure she gets. If she has to evacuate, make sure they all get out of there. I don't care about it if they leave anything behind. I just want the three of them safe. That's all I care about. You know, whatever else is there, grab the important stuff, but then that's it and get out. Yeah. If you're ready to leave, leave. Do it. Because the fires can just end up getting worse. That's how bad it is. So, hi, beautiful.
I don't know. Hello, people.
Hello, guys. That's our beautiful Suzanne. Oh, thank you, honey. Yeah.
You just want to answer the phone, so you left it at my side of the house. I bring it back to him.
Yeah. She has to bring it over. Oh, thank you. And Brad says, yep, I hope your family members end up safe. I will pray for them. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Appreciate you all. We do. We appreciate everybody that's here. I got to move some stuff over. So, I have to leave my drink here. Okay. And Jeff B said, hello, Suze. And Bradwood says, hello, Mrs. Mikey. Oh, thank you, guys. Yeah, she doesn't like to appear on the screen very often, but when she does, it's really cool because we know she's here and she's supporting us. So,
And I'm not a figment of your imagination.
right, she's just not. Yeah, it's just not only me. She's here too. She watches everything, uh, which is a good thing. But when she goes on little errands and things, yeah, I'm taking care of the cats. I'm Mr. Mom to our babies. They seem to be happy with that. They just kind of like chill out. They go to sleep. They do whatever. Like this beautiful girl over here. So, uh, Kitty. Yeah, she's right there. Yeah. Okay. So let's get to the next episode here real quick while we have a chance. And let's see. So the next one is from season 3, episode 2 is called The Price is Right. Just like the game show. Okay. While attending a high school reunion, Ralph discovers that the wife of a famous pro football player is held hostage to ensure her husband will throw the big game. Yeah. And 74 people have seen it so far, and they gave it about a 7.4 out of 10. I have to say, I probably gave it a B. Yeah, I gave it a B, a straight B. Close to I gave it like about a 3.9. Yeah, so 3.9 out of 10. So it's right there at the B level. So yeah, I gave it a B out of the 5 grades. And I also, out of, 3.9 out of 5 stars. So pretty close. I mean, this was a little bit better than the first episode, which I find is really weird because I know they rated that so high. But let's go ahead and check this one out. Okay. Like I said, these both came out October 29th and November 5th of 1982. Okay, once again, Ivan Dixon got to direct this episode, and then the writer was just Stephen J. Cannell. He just wrote it by himself. So that's kind of why I was like, only one writer and one director for this episode. And let's see. Yeah. And we had some good stars on here. We had Stephen Shortridge, we had Dick Buckus, we had Claude Earl Jones, Patrick Collins, we had Martin Spear, we had Harry Johnson, we had Edith Fields, we had Jack Andreozzi, who's been in a few, gangster type films, Ben Powers, uh, let's see here, Tom Harmon, Bob Hastings, who was the sportscaster. And you all recognize Bob Hastings, who was on McHale's Navy, as the assistant to his boss in that. Not played by Ernest Borgnine, but the other one. Um, so I think we already talked about him. But let's go ahead and talk about Dick Buckus, who played the role of Coach Andrews in this. We'll take a look at him here for a minute. Okay. Now Dick Buckus, he played for the Chicago Bears. He was a big man. He played a lot of great football in the 70s, 60s, and 70s. He was on a few war movies. I mean, he did some great stuff. Uh, Unfortunately, he did pass away 2 years ago at the ripe age of 80 years old. So he had a good long life. He was born in 1942 in December 9th in Chicago, Illinois. He graduated from the University of Illinois, where he was a two-time All-American linebacker. He was a first-round draft pick of the Chicago Bears, and he played for them from 1965 to 1973, and he was named All-Pro linebacker 7 times. Mr. Buckus was elected into the NFL Football Hall of Fame at Canton, Ohio. Many football gurus consider Dick Buckus the finest linebacker in the history of football. That's just some of his biography. He played himself in the sequel to Gremlins, Gremlins 2, The New Batch in 1990. He was in The Last Boy Scout. Again, he played himself in 1991. That's the one that featured Bruce Willis. And then he was also on Any Given Sunday. And in 1999, he played the opposing coach in the third game they showed in that one. And then in the TV series Blue Thunder, he actually played Richard Ski, Butowski, for 11 episodes in 1984. So actually, I do remember him from Blue Thunder. That was very cool. The last thing he did before he passed was I Didn't Do It. That was a TV series. Played himself. He played for one episode. That was in 2014. And before that, 8 years before, he was on the Bernie Mac show and played himself. So yeah, there was a few TV series he mostly did. He is known for a couple of movies, as I just mentioned. Ripe old age of 80. He died October 5th, 2023. But he is in the Hall of Fame, as I said, for the NFL. And yep. So there we go. That was Dick Butkus. Alrighty. And let's see. Charlotte Nightstar the Werewolf. Oh, and good morning, and I'm off to work. LOL. See you around, Mikey and Folkaroos. LOL. Oh, we love you, Charlotte. Thank you so much for popping in, sweetie. That was very nice of you. Charlotte, Suzanne sends her best, and the kitty cats. We love you. Take care of yourself. Uh, Bradwood says, I was actually watching Gremlins 2 this past weekend. Funny coincidence. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Suzanne and I both own the two films. They come together in one box set. So, yeah, they're very funny. And of course, you all know Key Luke, right? Who was David Carradine's sensei, his monk trainer and stuff for Kung Fu in the series Kung Fu by the same name. Yeah. So he was very cool too. It's too bad about him, but it was good to see something that I was recognized. Uh, that was recognized in both shows, in both movies. So very cool. So. Yeah, so Dick Buckus, we miss you. One of the best Chicago Bear players you would have ever seen on a football field, and one of the best linebackers ever. A lot of people followed after him. He was one of a kind, though. Very, very tough. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the episode here. So we'll go back, and the price is right. Okay. All right. Now, the game footage, there's just a couple of trivia today for this episode. First of all, the game footage shown is from the 1979 Georgia Tech at Notre Dame game, which was won by Notre Dame 21-13. Now, this can be determined by a series of things from the footage substituted for. Ralph as the quarterback. He's also wearing number 6 with the name of Irish player Lisch, Lisch, who played in 1976-77 and 1979 GT is on the white jersey players' helmets. Notre Dame is in their home green uniforms worn between 1977-80 that with gold collar trim was only used in 1977 and 1979. An Irish cheerleader, as well as some fans in Irish garb, can be clearly seen. These reduce the only possible years to be 1977 or 1979. An Irish player, Maztak, number 86, has both his number and name plainly visible, and he played between 1978 to 81, thereby making the only possible game to be in 1979. In addition, Georgia Tech player uh, Bill Haley, number 45, whose name and number are clearly visible, he played in 1978 to 79, which further confirms the 1979 year. And of course, Georgia Tech, if I'm familiar, was the Yellow Jackets. And then you had them go up against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. So, very cool. Also, it says that the football game footage shown, also added on later, was another game that was from November 8th, 1980, between the unbeaten and top ranked team. Again, it was Notre Dame, and again, they showed it against Georgia Tech at Atlanta's Grant Field that has been nicknamed the greatest tie, as it ended 3-3. And in the note, it says, I've been trying to get this accepted without success. The following is the proof that the item is correct. This can be told by one team having the GT on their helmets and player 77 named Lesko, who played for Georgia Tech. The other team had the famous Notre Dame golden helmets. Two of the players were Scully, number 57, and Leon, number 69, who played between 77 and 80. The only game that Georgia Tech and Notre Dame played during those years is the above mentioned game. All right, cool. Now we'll take a look at the goofs. Okay. So on this one, and we do have a spoiler. So make sure that you put your hands over your ears, everybody. I'm going to give you the spoiler for continuity. So I'll let you know when that comes. All right. When Bill, Ralph, and Pam rush out of the house to assist Bill's co-workers in the shootout, the vehicle that they are in as they pursue the criminals is a tan 1975 Plymouth Grand Fury. Shortly thereafter, they are in Bill's usual Dodge Diplomat. When Ralph, in Cobb's football uniform, is running off the football field and towards the locker rooms, he is wearing white shoes. But as he comes out of a passageway and ducks into a bathroom to lose the crowd following him, he is suddenly wearing the red boots of his superhero suit with the football uniform. And during the pursuit of the bad bus in the first scene, Ralph jumps out of Bill's car and runs in front of the bad guy's car. But when Ralph sits on the ground to stop the car, Bill's car is behind them. But when Ralph stops the car, Bill's car is no longer behind them. Okay, here's the spoiler. So when Ralph first enters the game as Cobb, he calls a play for him to be in shotgun formation. When at the line, he is under center. Ah, okay, that's a big spoiler. All right, now you can remove your ears, hands from your ears. And then one other goof is revealing mistakes. When Ralph sits on the ground to stop the bad guy's car, the four headlights on the bad guy's car are all intact. However, when Ralph stops the car, the left upper headlight is now missing. That's pretty good. Not a bad one. All right, there are no quotes in this one, so we don't have to talk anymore. Okay. And then, of course, the theme song, the only one that exists, the Believe It or Not, is the only one that's available there. And let's take a look at filming and production. Okay. So Ralph's house is still located at 13,216 Bloomfield Street, right in LA. So that was the only big filming location they had. And as far as I know, the house is still there. I'm not sure if another owner's in it or not. You folks may want to look that up to help me out there. So, okay. Alrighty. Yeah, that was very cool, Brad Wolf. So, awesome. All right, well, that takes care. I apologize for the short run today, but I had a feeling that these were just very quick episodes I needed to get through today. As far as I know, there isn't much else going on tonight. I think Gorilla's having a one-on-one, and it's going to be a private kind of chat. I mean, some people are allowed to be, most people are allowed to be in the chat, but he's going to be talking to one individual person, so just going to be two people up there. I think he's planning that for tonight. So check out Gorilla's Censored Thoughts. He always does cigar lounges in the early part of the week, usually on Mondays or Tuesdays. He does this one-on-one. It's something new he wants to try, so that's going to be cool. Thursday night, he's got his watch party where he's doing the second Purge film. Friday, he is doing the Walton stream, of course. It's called The Breakdown, which is from season 4, episode 6. I'll be there as part of that panel. Then on Saturday, don't forget, this channel is now starting what we all asked for before, which was fan films. We do one fan film every Saturday. And that's why I said I wanted your folks, guys and gals, to make your decision in the poll. So by when Saturday comes, I'll be able to run it right around the same time that you folks are asking for, which is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Majority of you are all asking for that, but it's very close. So 50% are at the 1 p.m. Time frame, and 40%, the last time I looked, are right there at the 12 noon time frame. So, when Saturday comes up this week on the 18th of January, we'll be able to let you folks know what time we'll start each day moving forward the following week on all the different reviews I do. Okay. So, and then don't forget, next Monday, we do have at least one huge special stream. It is being run by Raquel, SSG 2211. It is her birthday. It is also the birthday, the holiday officially celebrated. Today is Martin Luther King Jr. Actual birthday, but his holiday is being celebrated the first Monday, or no, the last, second to last Monday of January. So that's next week, which is January 20th. So we'll be celebrating, uh, the birthday for Raquel. I'll be a part of the panel. We'll be celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Also, that is the inauguration day of when Mr. DT gets into presidential office again. So there's a whole lot of things going on next Monday on the 20th. And don't forget, of course, that we'll restart our week. Uh, if you folks are all asking for 1 o'clock or noon, around that time, that's when we'll be giving you the one episode, uh, or possibly two, of the Red Dwarf of the series. So should be a lot of fun. There's a lot coming up. Also, on those Saturdays, I do have two special guests that I'll be picking at random each weekend to host with me. And what I'm going to do is just ask them to go ahead and just glance at the Star Trek fan film. I plan on watching it myself on Saturday, or excuse me, on Thursday night. And then on Friday day, I will pass that along. I'll pass along the link to my two special hosts I hope to have every Saturday to help out. So yeah, so we're gonna have that go. Should be a lot of fun. And hello, Tim. Yeah, FKHC 2005. He's off work today. Well, good to see you, my friend. Yes, it is a snow day here in Canada. Right now, it's 23 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy in the Scarborough suburb here of the GTA in Ontario, Canada. And we're supposed to get lots of snow tomorrow, on Thursday, and also on Saturday, this coming weekend. So it's going to be a big snow day, yes. There's a lot of snow right now on the ground because we had some snowfall late last night, but not a lot yet. Supposed to get more this coming weekend, starting tomorrow. Yeah. So it's going to be cold. It already is cold. It's 23 degrees outside. Feels like 22, or, it felt like less. Do you know by Sunday, this coming Sunday, our high will only be 13 degrees Fahrenheit? It's going to be bitter cold. So we're ready for that, FK or Tim. We're ready for that. So thank you, Tim, for coming in. We've got 6 likes and we got 3 people still watching. So that is totally cool. Thank you so much, all. I appreciate that. We both appreciate that very much, me and Suzanne. So okay, so let me mention. All I do is I mention the following week which episodes we're going to be covering next. So let me just take a look here for the show we're doing, and let's see. Okay, so next Tuesday, season 3, episodes 3 and 4. The name of the episodes will be, this is the one the suit was meant for, and the other one, and the other one is called The Resurrection of Carlini. Wow. So cool. So I think The Resurrection of Carlini was a decent episode. Actually, a lot more decent. And in about another week or so, there's a really good one called The Newlywed Game. So that's going to be interesting too. So we've got those episodes coming up next week here on the MikeySuzeFour channel, the Greatest American Hero. Um, as I said, tomorrow is our 18 Thursdays. So it's the 18 Thursday reviews. That's tomorrow. And the way I have it listed is I hope that you folks are able to determine um, that when I have this the pop culture uh, series that I'm referring to that I review, it's up there and you folks can read it. And immediately in the description, when you look, it says right there which episodes I'm going to be talking about. So um, I know I had one friend, I won't say his name, but I had one friend who mentioned that I wasn't giving enough information, or maybe I was giving too much, or I had to arrange something. We're handling I just told him, I said, we're handling our channel the best we can, me and Suzanne, and we appreciate any input or any additional comments or suggestions that come. We certainly do. But I mean, with this stuff, I mean, we've always had, as I was telling my friend, we always average anywhere from 10 to 15 likes on these channel on this channel for the weekly webcam series we do the Monday through Thursday. And I believe that when we start doing the live stream with a special panel to cover Star Trek fan films one Saturday and to cover Star Wars fan films the next Saturday, it should all turn out well. So, and you are stretching, aren't you, Moon Pie? She's getting up from her bitter sleep here. Hmm. And Bradwood says, "You're welcome, Mikey. Happy to have caught some of the stream." Well, we're happy that you're here, Brad. And we're happy that all of you are here. And Tim says, "I have been to Toronto before, a day trip to the day trip holiday to the Hockey Hall of Fame. That is so cool. Yeah, I need to go see that myself one day. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Take Suzanne down. We can take a look at it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we got that. That's on the bucket list. It's planned. It's all planned out for that. Okay, so I'm going to remove my cap now. We're going to go ahead and if you folks can still see me, I'm going to go. I know it's kind of bright. I've got the light on here on purpose so I can get myself lit up a little bit, but there is a big white outside right now. So um, let's go ahead and do a quick prayer. So in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful thing we call social media. As of this time, you know that there is bitter wildfires going on in LA. There is earthquakes that are going on around the world, especially in Japan, and there's of course a lot of other tragedies happening. So Lord, we ask that you take care of all of the families, and of course bring the victims of those families to you up there in heaven, Lord. May your Son, Jesus Christ, keep many people safe, all the rest of the people safe from harm. And of course, don't forget to have the Holy Spirit guide us in all things correct and all things right. Keep us away from the wrong one. And of course, the Virgin Mary to watch over us all the time. So for all of them, we ask for your name, Lord, in everything. Amen and amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Thank you. Okay. So I'm getting amen. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I'm getting ready to go. I'm just gonna kind of hang out on YouTube, gonna kind of look around things. I don't really have anything planned today other than this. So I've got a lot of time. Just I usually play this one online game on YouTube called Word Wipe, and it's really fun. I mean, keeps my mind going. I kind of put words together, things like that. Try to clear lines out, everything like that. It's a lot of fun. They call it a playable on YouTube. It's the only one I play right now, so it's fun. It is. All right. So with that, thank you everyone again for being here. And let's mention them. We got Brad with oh 07. We got Tim, also known as FKHC 2005. We had Charlotte Nightstar of the Werewolf. She was here. to leave a like. Jeff B. Jeff B. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here. Also, we had Miss Connie Clary, the bird woman of YouTube. She has two channels. Don't forget, she's got a regular channel and a Fluff Chick Productions YouTube channel. So check it out. She keeps everybody calm with the bird videos. And I still need to go there and see if I can find a red cardinal video and download it, add it to my list. I'm sure it's there. I'm sure the Connie's got a big library. And of course, finally, we had our wonderful brother, the tired midnight blogger, Mr. Curtis Selby, who helps us out uh, on Charlotte's channel with her interview and also with our interviews she's planning for the future. And he's also there for us when we do watch parties of great movies that we watch, and we talk about them like in the vein of MST3K. So it's a lot of fun. We get a lot of laughs and everything. So it's great fun. So thank you, all of you. I hope I mentioned every single person that was here in the chat for us. And take care of yourselves, folks. And of course, don't forget, like I said, we've got a lot coming up. As we always say, uh, we take 3 words of advice very seriously. My wife, who always says, "Leave it in God's hands," is the best piece of advice I could ever have. Number 2, I have my best friend Larry, who I've known for 48 years. 48 years this year. And in 2 more, it'll be 50 years I've known this man. He is my brother, and he is a part of our not only our extended family, but immediate family. So if something goes wrong, if something happens to him, I got to be there the best I can to be there for him. And lots of prayers up. I know he lost his mom last year. He's got terrible medical issues going on right now, so we all say prayers for him. And of course, my other brother, Jay Aldridge, who lives in Louisiana, we're saying lots of prayers for him too. And then there's our friend over in Michigan. So we're always praying for him because he just lost his sister. So there's always prayers for everybody there. And even your enemies. Pray for your enemies. That's what Jesus Christ said. So, and we got lots of enemies, but we pray for them anyway. We still do. All right. So with that, everyone, in the immortal words of Mr. Gene Siskel of Siskel and Ebert at the movies, the aisle is now closed. So everyone, take care of yourselves. Thank you again for being here. 6 likes, 3 people still here. Totally awesome. Thank you all for being here as well. God bless you all. God bless America. God bless Canada. God bless the entire freaking world. And remember, peace from MikeySuzeFour channel. And of course, the last meme that's the most important to us, expect the unexpected. We'll see you next time, Thursday, for 18. Take care then.